this entire year has been a journey. Man, like so many ups and downs from the injury, the Ultimate Fighter, crazy viral knockout that I just got, to the Cam Rousen fight, the second contender, to the third one, unprecedented 3 times, and now all the stuff in the aftermath, man. It's been a wild year.
Yo, it's your boy. It's Phil Wham Bam Benamino, and it's another Wham Bam Wednesday. You know, the show about ordinary people who've done extraordinary things. And as always, as we start the show, baby, the first thing we're going to ask, give us some love, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below and give us some love. Because shows like this don't come around, okay, unless we're liked. So give us a shout out, baby. Give us a shout out. Today's episode, man, I am super stoked about today. Because today we have we're making history today. We're making history in the studio. This person made history in the whole world. And we are talking about 3-time defending champion of the Dana White Contender Series, who is now officially a UFC fighter in the house today. I have the BMF belt, and believe me when I say who it belongs to is here in the studio today. We got Torrez the Punisher Finney. Torrez, what's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
I'm bringing him the belt. This belongs to you. Hey, anybody that wins the Dana White Contender 3 times in a row and didn't get a contract till now deserves the belt, baby. So it's all you, man. It's all you.
Man, look, thank you very much for that introductory, man.
Absolutely.
That was really good. But yeah, man, look, what a journey, man. You know, and one of the beautiful things I love about this is I came on this show last year, a little bit after, we get up close to the time where I had my first Contender Series fight. But I came around last year. I was surprised I didn't get it the first time.
Right.
So, and I came on this show and I said it right here. A lot of people use it as soundbite, but if I keep winning, you won't be able to deny me.
Right, you did. I remember. Right, verbatim.
Verbatim.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I was more upset than you were. Like, you actually handled it super well. I was stoked and surprised. You were like, you know what? Dana made his decision. I respect the man for his decision. Maybe he's right. I'm coming back. I'm not letting it bother me. I'm going to get better, and I'm just going to keep winning. And at the end of the day, my job is to go there and win. And I did that. And that's what you were focused on the whole time.
Yep. And you know me. Now as we have over time, gotten to know each other, I'm competitive and I'm looking to always find a way to get that win. And this entire year has been a journey. Anybody that has known me, been close to me understands that this entire year has been a journey from right after the last year Contender Series up until this past one. Man, like so many ups and downs from just to the injury, the Ultimate Fighter, the crazy viral knockout that I just got, to the Cam Rousen fight, the second contender, to the third one, unprecedented 3 times, and now all the stuff in the aftermath, man. It's been a wild year for me.
You know what? But as you always said, God works in funny ways.
Yes, he does.
And you know what? He was setting you up for this moment right here.
He was.
Because I think it couldn't happen to a better person. I want to be the first to congratulate you on getting the UFC contract. So well deserved. And you know what? There was a lot of heartache going through that all. I mean, I remember, and especially being there the second time when you won, you dominating fashion, 5 rounds. And Dana wasn't very nice, man. Which I have a level of respect for Dana. I love Dana White. I'm not gonna lie. I love the guy because I love what he stands for, and I love he just speaks what's on his mind. He does. He lets you know what it is, man.
Will.
He lets you know what it is.
You get absolutely decimated in the UFC with the performance that you put on tonight.
It is. And you know what? He said some brutal things. He said some things I didn't like. It didn't make sense, but you didn't let it affect you emotionally. Like, you're like, okay, those are just words. And you know what? He can have his perspective, but I'm going to keep winning. I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to keep winning. And eventually, he's going to have to love Torrez the Punisher Finney. Like, that was just it. And goddamn, did you not make that happen? You sure as hell did.
Yeah. I mean, look, right after the fight, that's one of the funniest things. I'm glad that, you got the chance to see everything behind the scenes.
Yes.
Right after the fight, after the second Contender Series fight, as you saw, everybody was like, "How you feeling?" It was funny because right when I got back home, everybody's calling, "How you good? Are you good? You all right?" Checking up on me, and I thank everybody for that. But I didn't like the tone. I didn't like that everybody was like it was a sad moment. I'm like, wait a minute, I just want to fight. I just beat this guy. He's really good. I just beat a really good opponent. Like, I'm not going to be sad about this.
Right.
I understand the other part, obviously wanting the contract, which, yes, every time I go out, I want the ultimate goal. And that ultimate goal was to win and get the UFC contract.
The one thing I didn't understand, and I think a lot of this, where the sadness may have came in play, and people were a little bit disturbed, was the fact that how he said that if you were, in the UFC, you would get annihilated. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And decimated. That's right. Decimated was the word he used.
Yes,
and it was just kind of funny to me because I'm like, wait a second. Your fight makers are matching these matches. You know what I'm saying? You're going against guy. I mean, the second fight, this guy was super tall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He was not 6'2", he was 6'5".
He was 6'5". 6'5", you're standing up there, against a gentle giant type of guy who's trying to kill you, And like you said, when they sign that contract, they're saying they can beat me. And that fuels you, and that's all you need. And I remember that specifically, and I'm like, okay, man, he's got the right frame of mind. He's got the right mindset. And you know what? We got number 3 that just signed another contract that said he can beat you. Yep. How are you going to take this and handle this? It was never about, I want to prove Dana wrong. It was about, I'm just going to keep winning. Yep. And I just love that mentality that you had and you maintained. And I think afterwards you overwhelmed Dana a little bit there at the end.
Yeah, so that's the thing is and you made everything you said exactly my feeling. It's not so much about me I'm trying to get at you, Dana. I'm trying to get at you, because you have to think about it in this aspect. Winning, competing, doing what you do will cover all of that. Right. That's why I kept saying winning will take care of everything else. And I think some people are like, well, let me go out here and think about trying to do this. Well, let me go out here and think about trying to do that to impress Dana, to get at Dana, or trying to get at this person or that person. No. Treat this no different than I had to treat my amateur debut. I'm going out there, don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm just going there. I got to beat this guy and I got to win. He thinks he can beat me. I got to beat him.
Right.
So that is always my main objective, because I understand the aftermath will all take care of itself. And that's the beautiful part of it.
I just love the fact that how you don't let the hype get you going. Like, you don't get caught up in that stuff. It's amazing how calm and collective you are. And, even leading up to the fight, I remember people asking, where you going? What do you got going this weekend? And you're like, I got an interview. I got a job interview. It wasn't, hey, I'm fighting on the Dana White Contender Series. Yeah. It's like, I got a job interview I got to get to. You know what I'm saying? I got work to do. Yeah. And you always treated it like that. Like, hey, I got a job interview. I'm going to work. I'm going to perform at my best. I'm going to come ahead with my hand held. All I can guarantee you said this to me, all I can guarantee you is at the end of the fight, my hand will be raised. Yep. I can't tell you how it's going to happen, but my hand will be raised.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know if I got to wrestle the guy down to get him the size. I don't know if I'm going to tap him out. I don't know if I'm going to strike him and knock him out, and the video is going to go viral.
Yeah,
but I will tell you, my hand will be raised at the end. Yep. And man, you've been true to your word ever since.
That's right. Ever since you're right. And that was a year ago.
Yeah.
And that's how I was in high school. That's how I was when I was a little kid, man. It's just, once it got instilled into me, we go out here and we handle the business, the task at hand, and finding a way to get our hand raised in any sort of fashion of any competition. Yeah. That's the main thing that matters, because everything else will take care of itself. So, I'm really blessed, to finally, obviously get that UFC contract, to have the entire world to see the journey. Because, it's different when I can just say this story. Let's just say if this was happening on the regional scenes, it'd be me doing a lot of explaining. But this entire journey since last year has happened in front of the whole world. That's the wild part about it.
I mean, literally, this is the third podcast with you, and it's like, how can you not have you on to explain? Just in the last year alone, and to the viewers, go ahead and watch podcast 2 and 1 of Torrez, so you can watch his journey along the way. But you'll know that. Last year alone, not only did you had a shot at the Ultimate Fighter, they tied you up for 3-4 months, wouldn't let you fight. They decided that you weren't the right fit for them at that time, which we need to talk about that, because I'd love to see your first fight in the UFC to fight the champion who won the Ultimate Fighter. Exactly. That would be pretty cool. That would help the whole storyline too, would make it even nicer and stuff. But they denied you of that. And then all of a sudden, boom, they give you an opportunity to fight, but you have a signed fight with, another fight in Jacksonville, which you took on. you didn't have to take that fight. It was dangerous. People don't realize, like, every time a fighter goes into a ring, you're in a fight. It's going to hurt. You're going to come out. You can get bruised up. You can get banged. You can break a pinky or a toe. Anything can happen. Right. And it can affect your outcome of that opportunity that you had.
That's right.
And you know what? You didn't let that bother you. You're like, no, I signed the agreement already. I'm fighting. This is what I do. Yeah. This is what I do. So I'm going to show the world what I do. Ironically, it went viral. It was the hardest knockout in the world. We'll insert that as well. Okay, as well. But, after that, it was like, okay, this guy's got some striking power. And then, you know what? You take a little blame for that too. Oh, that's a nobody. That guy, anybody could have knocked him out. And, and this is the part that really ticks me off with the viewers and stuff. If you're not a fighter, if you haven't been in a ring with a fighter, I'm talking a person that wants to, for 5 minutes, is walking around trying to punch you and hurt you and beat you up.
Against your will.
Then, man, just zip it up, man. Don't just zip it.
Yeah, because everybody be like, oh, I could have beat that. No, you could not.
No, you could not.
The guy knocked out was a black belt for one in jiu-jitsu. Plus, he had over 29 professional fights. He was 15-11, but he's fought in Bellator. He's fought in M1. If anybody understand, M1 used to be like another bigger MMA promotion before it fell down over time. But he fought in M1. He's fought all over the world.
Absolutely.
He used to train with Michael Bisping.
He didn't show up to lose.
He didn't show up to lose.
And he definitely didn't show up to get his jaw broke.
No,
that's right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, people really, I feel like sometimes people they take it for granted. It's like football. You watch NFL. How could you make that throw?
Yeah.
Well, you ain't got 6'5", 300-pound lineman running at you. Right. So how are you going to sit here and tell what this guy can and can't do?
Exactly.
And I see the same thing in fighting. Like, oh my gosh, that was awful. What were you thinking?
I love this one when they say, oh my God, he gassed out, like he's tired. They said that after your second fight that you won. Oh my God, he was gassed out, he's tired. Run around the ring for 5 minutes. Just run around and avoid somebody and see how you feel.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because that's tiring in itself. And of course you didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what people, and that got me about that second fight, and I was a little, again, like I said, it was words, but I was a little irked when Dana said, well, you gassed out. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, my opponent, he gassed out. And then two, I had 11 takedowns, which was, at the time, again, the Dana White Contender Series record.
It was a record, another record.
Look, like, again, it's not the record we don't want, but it's the record we got.
Right.
And it was these type of things where we always talk about, like this last fight, we want to get you down one time, and we want to finish you on that one time.
Right.
Cam was pretty good, and I'm going to speak on that Cam fight a little bit right now. It's like, Cam had 12 weeks to prepare for me. 12 weeks. I seen some of his preparation for my fight. He had a little vlog where he talked about his preparation. Man, the guys that he had in there helping him out, props to him, dude. Yeah. Props to him. He had his jiu-jitsu coach, had a lot of guys that, now he had some wrestlers. Now they weren't up to size. I think that where I said the flaw was going to be. Had some guys that wasn't going to be able to really emulate me. But he literally.
Well, you're hard to emulate. Let's be honest. You're a little bit of a freak, bro. I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, you're not the tallest guy in the world, but you are the longest guy in the world that I know. Yeah. I mean, you have a reach expand that, is not common in the fight world. You know what I mean?
That's
Which benefits you, but it can also hurt you too.
That's right.
And we talked about that as well, especially when you're on the ground and you got somebody mounted and you're trying to pound the ground. You have a longer reach to come around. You're going to hit the ground a couple times before you hit the face.
That's
you know what I mean? You got to
to
take that stuff into consideration. So people don't realize that, but that's part of the game and that's part of the sport and what makes you so great and so unique at what you're doing. And I think that's the piece that people don't give you enough credit for, because they know you're a D1 wrestler. They know you have the wrestling background, and he's going to be a boring, and man, you get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, it's funny. I saw some of the comments. Look, I don't negate all. I negate most, but I read a few.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, he's a boring. He's going to be a decision guy. Literally, yes, I got 2 decisions out of 10 pro fights. 8 of them are finishes. Obviously, 80% of the time, I'm going to finish you. So I don't even know what. And then now I have 5 first rounds. So out of those 10 fights, half of the times I finish them in the first round.
Right.
So, and I finished just another high-level guy in the first round. Like, I do go in there and try to get you out of. I don't want to be in there for 15 minutes. Right. I don't. Like, nobody wants to be in there.
Right.
Like, again, those 11 takedowns, I don't want to have 11 takedowns. I used to talk about, me and my coach talk about like the Habib takedown record. It's 21. I would never want that. Right. And I don't care to have that. Right. I want to be the guy at the back end of Khabib's career. He got you down one time and he finished you there.
Right.
That's what I want to be, and that's where I'm continuing to working to be. Is like once I get you down there one time, there's no more getting up. It's gonna be you either get sub or you getting ground and pounded out.
Yeah.
And you know, I yes, did I get tired in that second fight? I did. But 11 takedowns is a lot of takedowns, especially the type of takedowns that
You're controlling somebody for 11 minutes.
Yes.
Out of 15.
And he had great defense. Cam had good defense.
Now, did you feel like that? Did that put a little bit more pressure on you this third fight? So let's talk about that transition. Knowing that, okay, Dana wasn't really happy with what he saw. Some of the crowds, people, are not sure whether or not, you're for legit. Did you put that? Do you have any of that pressure on you? Was any of that playing in any of your game strategy going into to this fight?
No. So that's a part where me focusing on the main thing. That's the fight. That's the win. Now, talk with management team. Talking with you. Talking with my other guys on my team. We knew the implications of what could possibly happen by going into this third fight. We knew that, like we talked about the three things. The ultimate goal. We win, we get contract. All right, boom, we got that. The second one, we win.
But you win, you don't necessarily get the contract.
No, yeah.
Because the first two times proved that.
And that's the second option. The second option is you win and you don't get it.
Right.
So we talked about all these three, and then obviously the third one, if you was the worst case scenario, if you was to lose. Right. Because I did take this fight on shorter notice. I did just cut weight. I took a week off, which I felt like that actually benefited me. But I only had 4 weeks to prepare for this guy. And I was like, we got to get to hit the ground running. Now I'm glad they called me right after the Cam fight because it's not like I lost anything. You're not going to lose anything really in a week. You just get right back into it. It actually helps your body recover. You're feeling good. So I needed that. They called me back. We got 4 weeks. All right, bet. I'm sitting here thinking, man, we really got to hit this ground running. But I do want to tell this story about like how this all transpired. Yeah. Because this is, to me, I said I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. I was laying down in bed that Wednesday. This is the week after. And I'm laying down and I wake up, I get on Twitter. I see Michael Chandler's tweet. It said, bet on yourself. And I was like, oh, man. But I'm thinking about, I was in the process of signing a big contract with another promotion. I can't say their name necessarily, but I was about to sign a contract with another big promotion. And it's done deal, a lot of money. We're like, we're doing it.
Right.
And I see the bet on yourself, and I'm sitting here thinking that must be like, okay, I'm just thinking like, yeah, you're right. We're going to take this chance. I go back to sleep. I wake up. Malky Kawhi is the CEO of First Round. He calls me. Hey, Finney, what you up to? I said, I just woke up. Have you signed that contract yet? I said, no, not yet. They're supposed to be sending it to me later today. He said, hold that one thought. And I told him, I said, there's only one promotion that can easily hold me off from what I'm about to sign, especially money-wise. And I said, what do they want? And he said, they want to bring you back. I said, well, there's no way. I couldn't believe it.
Number 3,
I said,
history.
what? And we talked about that. First ever person to win 3 times.
Yep.
He
first person ever get an opportunity to do that.
That's right.
At the end of the day, they gave you a third opportunity, which doesn't happen.
It doesn't. Yeah.
No,
there has been like two people that's fought her 3 times, but all of them either had. There was one that had lost twice, and he finally won the third time. There was one that lost. He was 1-1, and he finally won his second fight. So I am the first one. I was the first one to ever
win them all.
Win them all.
Yeah.
So
that's why you're the BMF, baby. You're the baddest motherfucker with a Dana White Contender Series at least.
Right.
We got that belt.
We got that. You're right. Dana White Contender Series champion. That was funny. Everybody kept putting that in the comments. I was like, thank you. And that's one of those things I really love, when the Michael Chandler quote, like, bet on yourself.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. That takes me back, Finney, to one of our pods when we talked about back in the day when you had a job, when you were working a job that was paying you that you did not like.
That's right.
And you decided to walk away from the job because to chase your dream. Because you're like, you know what? It's not about the money. It's about happiness. It's about what I'm trying to get to and that goal. So you see, you were consistent with that, even with your decision here. You might not have realized that, but you were.
You're right. Good point. I didn't realize. I didn't think about it that way. I didn't. Like, betting on yourself is something that I think a lot of people should look more into.
I always say that, man. If it's to be, it's up to me, baby. Yeah. That's it. Because you know what? I can control the way what I do. You know what I'm saying? And how I react to things and how I push myself and all those things. I can't control what everybody else can do. I could ask them to be there, but I can't count on them to be there. I know I can always show up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you can't bet on yourself, then you're doing something wrong.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you don't believe in you, then that's a problem too.
That was the thing. I was like, man, I'm good. I know how good I am. And I just don't say that just to say it. I say it because I know it.
Right.
And that was the part of that betting on yourself. And it was a risk because just like early in the year about taking that fight when I didn't necessarily have to. I already had the Contender Series fight. I didn't have to. Right. I took that fight anyway. I took that chance because I was like, man, you're young. If you are who you say you are, then you take these type of opportunities because you understand how hard you worked.
Right.
And that's one of those things where I know how hard I work. I know what type of level I'm on. And if I'm on that level, then I should be able to go out here and beat this guy on short notice. And that's a little bit of part of the mindset I was thinking. I was like, if I am who I say I am, I go out here and beat this guy.
You know, my grandmother gave me a quote before I moved to Georgia back. I'll never forget it. It'll stick with me forever. God bless her heart. She was 92 years old at the time. And nobody wanted me to move to Georgia when I moved to Georgia from New York. And, I went to Graham's and I said, Graham, I said, nobody wants to move. What do you think? And she called me Fully, because you shouldn't say Phil. So she called me Fully. Fully. It's funny as hell. And she said, Fully, she says, take a chance. Columbus did.
Oh, I like that.
And hit me with that, and I never thought about it, like that. She's like, if Columbus didn't take a chance, think about nobody would have known about the whole world and everything else.
That's right.
So she's like, take a chance, Columbus did. So I did. I took a chance. Georgia been great to me. But in essence, that's what it's all about. Betting on yourself, taking a chance on you. If you can't back yourself, then what the hell are you doing again?
That's right.
Type of
You're
thing.
right.
So we look at confidence and we look at cockiness. And the one thing that I can honestly say, I've never really seen cockiness out of you. I've seen a lot of confidence.
Yes, sir.
And I think people want to see cockiness.
Yeah.
How do you play out now? Now that you are, I mean, come on, let's face it. You're a UFC fighter. A lot's happened in the last week.
Yes, it has.
Since you won that night, and became. I mean, you got crews, you got film crews following you all over the place. They're going to your hometown. They want to talk to everybody and anybody that knows you. Do you feel like they're looking for dirt, man, or do you feel like they're looking for really the genuine story?
I'm like this, so like I'm so open. I'm like, if you got it, put it on out. I'm not
old girlfriend or something out there gonna say something nasty about you.
Wherever she is, whoever she was, please do.
You probably got a lot of new girlfriends that want to get in line though.
Yeah, right. Now I'll be able to get one of these. It seems like, but no, it's it's more the fact that yes, there's when they talk about your life can change in the blink of an eye. Obviously with these type of opportunities, when Dana talks about this is an opportunity. And yes, I finally took advantage of it, and yeah, it has changed a lot of things have changed a little bit, but no, that doesn't really ever change me.
Yeah.
I'm going to still be who I am, and I know cockiness and some of that stuff sells, but I feel like the way I've done is helping me sell a little bit, because you don't see enough guys like me who are just straightforward. Now you trash talk me, I'm gonna be straight up with you, like I'll go back at you, but I'm not gonna target anything.
Sure.
I'm gonna just be straight up at you. Hey, I'm gonna beat you, buddy. I don't care what you think.
Right.
I'm competitive.
Right.
Like I can be confident in my competitiveness, but at the end of the day, after we fight, I win. We all good and good to go.
What was it like with the UFC? I mean, being in back, and I got to experience it, being there with you was kind of awesome. After the fact, after you win and going back there, I tell you, I was amazed. The UFC did an amazing job from what I saw and what I witnessed, how quickly and how they catered to you head and toe, and getting ready for press conference and getting you ready for this, and hey, getting you a ride for here, and we're gonna get a film crew to come back to Georgia with you and do X, Y, and Z. Like they're on the ball, man. And they got a lot of moving parts there that people don't see. All people do is they see that fight. What Dana's done and what he's built there is pretty damn incredible.
It is very incredible. And that's the part where I never once blamed Dana on his comments. Like I literally kept saying, there's so much stuff that go on behind the scenes that y'all don't really know. That's when I would tell like the fans. The fans don't know.
Right.
There's so much moving parts. They would expect, oh, shouldn't Dana know this? No, he's not, because he's not over half of that. He's probably not. He probably don't know what's going to happen until that decision's already made.
It's so funny because people and they're like, hey man, did you see that? Like the fight starts at 5 o'clock. He walks in at 5:06 through a back tunnel. Exactly. He's sitting down. He's just watching the fights, and that's it. And then afterwards, he makes his announcements, does his press conference. He's off. Do you know how many fighters or how many people just the fact that he remembers their names alone, it amazes me. You know what I mean?
and that's one of the things, like one of my other guys on the team was talking about. It's like, man, there's actually is some fighters that probably in the UFC that Dana really don't know. He probably don't know them by name.
Right.
But he's like,
you can get lost. You get lost quick.
You get lost real quick. But he said because of the saga with you and Dana, he definitely remembers you.
Right, yeah. He remembered you. So, he totally remembered you. And he remembered what it was like. And he remembered, and that's just part of your story. I think that's going to continue to grow with everything. Yes, looking at, the after. Tell the viewers a little bit. Now, actually, let's go back. Let's talk about the day before the fight, because you did shit that amazed me. Like, you were overweight 20 pounds the night before.
Yep.
20 pounds. This man shedded 20 pounds before you weighed in the morning of, and you made it. They brought the towel. They brought the whole curtain out, man. You had to drop it all, But you made the weight, and I remember cutting. You were going down. It was like 18 hours left. Like, hey, where you at? I got 18 pounds and 18 hours. And stuff to go. And shit. What is that like? And how's the stress on that in the body and everything?
Well,
and how do you do it, man? I want to lose 20 pounds tomorrow.
Hey, you do it like that, you ain't
doing it right.
Hey, the thing is about those weight cuts, I do get a little grouchy, and my patience is a little thin. Now, this was a much better cut. It was a really good cut. I want to really thank my nutritionist, Brian Ring. Brian has helped me out so much. He's been with me since the first ever cut I had as my last amateur fight. He's helped me out so much nutrition-wise, what to eat, diet-wise, what to do at certain times, where he makes these places where, all right, you need to be at 205 by this day of this week. You need to be at 199 by this day of this week. So he's telling me I need to be here and here. So it was a lot easier cut. But I was a second cut in the span of 6 weeks. Anybody don't understand? That's not common. It's a lot of weight cutting, a lot of sweating in that sauna, back to back. So the fact that I was able to get that off, and the cut went smooth. We had to get those final few off.
You weren't worried about it.
No,
you weren't worried about it.
No,
you felt good about it. I wasn't worried about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, man, it's your third try, man. You could not make weight, because Dana hates that. We know that. Gosh, that ain't gonna happen.
That's one thing. I used to have a teammate named Chance Gilbride. He used to always tell. He said, there's one thing, always respect the scale. And that's one thing, I keep that with myself, always respect the scale. Whether you almost going to die to get in there, we'll handle everything. We're going to rehydrate eventually. You're going to be fine. We get 24 hours. Don't disrespect that scale. So I find a way to get it off. But yeah, it's mainly sauna. So I start off with the 2 gallons of water, sometimes 3 depending on how much I got. 2 gallons of water for 3 straight days. You'll be peeing a lot. Yeah. A lot of peeing. Only eating proteins and fats. Then the day before the weigh-in day, weigh-in day, I only drink a water bottle. The water bottle has to be drunken 24 hours before weigh-in time. So technically, I had to drink 1 water bottle before 9 a.m. because we went in 9 a.m. Vegas time. Then after that, no more eating, no more drinking. Now we do the weight cut. And I cut it all, mainly sauna. This one was mainly done in the sauna. Yeah. And then the other one, the rest, I finished it off in a hot tub. So it was perfect. I made weight instantly. It was weird, you're right, because they did have to bring the curtain. But on the digital scales, so you have to check in weight first before you even go and step on that scale.
Right.
And on the scales with the underwear on, it was 186 on the dot. So I was good on both scales that they put me on, the UFC scales. But obviously the doctor scale that they put up, for the actual official weigh-in, said I was like 1.1 or 0.2 off, so I just took the underwear off. And no matter to me, like I said, when you're trying to make weight, you don't care what you're doing. They can look at me, Nick. I don't care. Like, I'm just trying to get this weight off.
In the sense that if you did not make weight, do you have a certain amount of time
Yes, you get 1 hour,
hour
to go and knock off whatever you have left.
Gotcha.
So that's why sometimes now, if guys are like a few pounds, they ain't gonna go take that hour.
Right.
But a few ounces, you definitely can go. We always had a method. Yes, go try them. Like, because we're in a hotel, they had the hot tub. We had the hot tub we go to. Those usually take, even though they'll drain you, but we'll push you down. You sit in that thing for 20 minutes. It's gonna get it out. It's gonna come out, but it's rough.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come out. And you got the portable and the blankets on that you could potentially do. Yeah. But hot tubs is the most draining. It's rough, but it will knock that weight off of you.
Yeah. That's amazing. It really is. But again, it goes to the mindset and what your determination of, hey, this is just part of the game. It's part of what I got to do and everything. So obviously, going into the fight, you have a game plan. How many times you have a game plan, you go into a fight and then you get cracked or something, and you got to change the game plan? How often does it go like
that? Happens, Hey, it's so funny. My coach always talks about it. It's like Matt be like, we come up with all these different things, and you still go out there and do the same thing you've been doing.
I love Matt. Shout out to Matt, man. Great coach, great person,
yes,
man.
Matt.
And when I say great coach, I'm saying not just in the ring, out of the ring too. Like, he's coaching you always what to do here, what to do there, not just in the fight game, which is awesome. So.
Matt has been on, dude, and I really love Matt, man. He's that guy that's been with me since the beginning. That's why I have so much to Matt, Sterling, and Larry, those guys that was at Agogi.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, they've been with me since I walked in the door.
Yeah.
So to have those guys really be with you on this journey, and just stuck with them. And I did make a promise. I never forget my first amateur fight. That's why, I really do believe in God. God always has something.
Absolutely.
Because my first amateur fight, when we sit in a circle, I said, that first time I get to the UFC, we're gonna be in this same prayer circle.
That's awesome.
And there's a lot of things that's happened since 2020, October 3rd of 2020, and after having,
and you heard that right, folks. 4 years. Only been doing this 4 years.
That's right. Only been doing this for 4
You've
years.
only been fighting for 4 years, and he's already won a Dana White Contender 3 times. He is officially a UFC fighter, and he's 10-0.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're only getting better.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So,
I'm about to say, this is at the beginning. We still haven't even reached my prime yet.
Yeah.
And I don't look at that type of the potential. Because anybody can have potential. You got to be able to put that work in and actually all right, what can we do next? Because I'm already have things focused and planned before the next fight. I'm already planning for certain things I want to get better at and how we're going to do that.
Right.
So, but back to those coaches, man, and back to the game plan. Obviously, going into this fight, we had a game plan, and the game plan we showcased was the one that we actually picked. I actually followed the game plan to the T.
Yeah. Well, I noticed there you almost had the triangle there. You almost was able to finish him there, but it was almost like I didn't know if you kind of let him go so you could punch him up a little bit, because, Dana was saying that, and you were trying to show, hey, I can go ahead and finish somebody with the fist.
So that actually was the plan. The plan was to win by ground and pound.
Okay.
Because I wanted the trifecta: submission, decision, TKO, to get all of them. KO, submission, decision, get all of them. So, I did have it because it was just given. I mean, you go through the transitions, and I was like, oh, I got this is too easy. I was like, freak, I'm about to tap this guy out in a minute. But he had touched my shoulder, and I honestly thought it was a tap. And you can see him start to turn my body over a little bit, because I thought I really did. And you'll see the referee, he runs up thinking, oh, I thought he tapped.
Right.
And even the commentator said, was that a tap? Was he tap?
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't. So, I learned from, we ain't letting go of the submission until I know.
Right.
So I held on, but he did loosen it up a little bit because of that. I I loosened it up, and then as he squirmed, and I was like, freak, I lost it. But I held it just a little longer to make him breathe because he was gurgling like crazy. He was like gurgling like crazy. And he coughed. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is tight. But then when I kept my arm holding his nose to make him breathe. So the moment I let go to try to start raining down shots, he was breathing so heavy. And eventually, like if you see the transition to when I take his back the final time, I can easily went for that rear naked choke. Right. It literally was so much. It was there so easily. Yeah. But I said, nah, we're going to punch him out. Yeah. And that's exactly what was the game plan.
Yeah. I noticed afterwards, looking over at Dana, you went over there, saw the big smile, did your little dance on that. What was said, man? What was the transition? What would you say to him?
I said, Dana, what more do a brother got to do? I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I said, I'll beat anybody you put in front of me, and I'll dance on them. And I started dance. I know. It's a Fortnite dance.
It's a Fortnite dance?
It's a Fortnite dance.
You're a Fortnite guy. Oh, shit.
I pulled out a Fortnite dance. I was like, out of all the dances you can say, like, I'm going to dance on them.
We got to get you a Fortnite character, man. We got to get the Punisher character in Fortnite. We got to create that character.
That'd be pretty lit. That'd be pretty awesome.
We got to get that done, man. So, obviously he was excited about it. You heard his comments afterwards. That's the way to do it. It's going to be memorable. What goes on now? Like, tell the viewers, like, now, boom, okay, you win. They're going to give you a contract. What does that mean? What does that mean to Torrez Finney? Besides, hey, I got to fight again.
So now, now
I get paid.
And that too. That definitely too. Yeah. Now you fight under the UFC banner. Obviously, meaning once you sign that contract, you're under their promotion for every single fight. But you are
now, do they own you? Like, you got to do what they tell you to do. You got to wear what they got to tell you to wear. You got to, like, what are some of the rules?
In certain events. So, so if I'm doing any type of UFC media that is done by them, yes, I have to wear their stuff. I can't wear, like, not even my own brand.
Right.
Can't wear other brands. You can only wear what they give you for those interviews.
But you get compensated for that.
Yes.
For other things. That's
yes,
good.
you do.
Okay,
you do get compensated for those.
Unlike in the past, when they first came around, people weren't trying to get sponsors to put on there to get paid.
And I think it's the Venom sponsor that they have.
Venom's now, yeah.
So they have these type of sponsors, which is really beneficial. Then next, you get the 4-fight deal. 4-fight deal, you fight that deal out, you renegotiate on fight 3 or 4, depending on your performance. That's the beautiful part of it. Like, it's based off wins and losses. Like, if you're winning, you're gonna sign another deal. If you're losing,
depends how you're losing.
Yeah,
right.
And depends on how you're losing.
Right.
That's true. It definitely does.
Yeah.
So
you see some close fights with some reputable. You got a guy that's not ranked and he's going in the top 10 ranked, and he takes him the distance and loses to a car, and he fucking gives him all he can give.
That's right.
And it gives a lot of excitement to the crowd, entertainment. He's gonna give that guy a
He's gonna give that. Yeah. Exactly. Like especially he's really entertaining. Like I'm trying to think of one.
Well, shoot, just last night, looking at the card last night with Kali, with him and Alex. I mean, Kali took a beating, bro.
He did.
He took a beating. And you know what? Much respect for him, right?
Much respect.
Got a lot of respect for him, and regardless of how his face looked afterwards, he got a lot of heart, man. That kid got a lot of heart, and he deserves to fight again and again and again because of that heart.
For sure.
So
for sure.
regardless, people won't remember the loss as much as they're going to remember the heart of what he took.
And that was a good fight, man. Because if anybody really watched,
he dropped Alex twice.
He did. First time he ever been dropped.
Yeah.
Obviously, besides the easy, but the first time he been dropped at light heavyweight, and then 2, Roundtree took the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I liked how he started. Now, I knew that he couldn't continue to keep throwing those power shots. That
you could tell he gave a lot of burst in the early things, and it was going to weigh on his. And I think Alex, being trained and understanding, he's had a lot more experience in there, realizing that he's going to gas out.
He's going to gas out.
It's a
5-round fight. We got time.
That's right.
So, which he did. I mean, once that round 4 hit,
and
he's like, all right, I got you now.
Yeah.
So, you got the 4-fight deal. Yes, there's obviously a lot of different obligations. You do meet and greets. We can go to different UFC events. They set you up, meet and greet, meet with the fans, and those type of things are really beneficial to continue to get your name and brand out there.
Yep.
But it's a lot of perks along with it. So you signing with the UFC is a really, really big thing, and I'm thankful and blessed.
Well, you know what? It's you also fortunate because you got a lot of fans that you've already made, and a lot of people have been pulling for you. They've gotten to recognize you as a person, as a human being, before just a fighter. And I think that in itself putting together, you're a pretty damn good fighter too. But when you put the two together, it's like, okay, that's somebody I can get behind. I had so many people reach out to me after I posted your fight and your win that were like, man, he's got a fan from me for life. We're so excited about him. So, it's just a tribute to you and how you handle yourself both on and outside of the ring, which is important. Talking about fame and stuff and money and bags of money and things that happen, do you have a team, a group? Like, do UFC provide you information on how to handle your money, how to handle things, how to handle media, how to handle certain things off, outside of the ring? Obviously, they're not going to teach you how to fight because, they want you to provide your own coaching, your own teams. I'm sure they probably give you resources. But do they teach you any other stuff? Because you see so many young people today, they got hit with wealth and hit with success real quick, but then they lose it all. It's all gone because they didn't put things in line. Does UFC help with any of those types of things?
No, the UFC don't help with that. That's more of a thing you go with. But I've been blessed to have an incredible family. They have helped me out. Man, when the UFC, as you saw in the back, they're like, okay, we're going to come to your hometown, boom, in 2 days.
Macon, Georgia, baby.
Macon, Georgia. So I fought on Tuesday. They was going to be there on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, wow. And it's like, is there any type of celebratory thing or anything? My Uncle Snoop said, I don't know how we going to. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Uncle Snoop.
Uncle Snoop, baby.
Snoop. Love Uncle. Shout out to Uncle Snoop. Love
Shout out to
Uncle
Uncle Snoop, man. Literally, that man. Look, I was telling him the whole time. Even through I was like, Uncle Snoop, I thank you so much. Because I was sitting here thinking like,
hit him, nephew. That's all I can hear. Hit him, nephew. Hit him, nephew. And I'm like, yeah.
He's awesome, man. Him and my dad, man, and it's a crew, man. And he, the way he was able to just, get the museum, get a lot of people to come, the gear, this shirt right here.
Yeah.
He got all the shirts made and stuff.
Like it.
If anybody wants to, purchase, just, hit me up, obviously, and we're going to have these for sale. But he got all different types of shirts made.
We'll drop where they can purchase that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And the fact that he was able to get all of this stuff done in these short time, I felt like was absolutely incredible. I really did. I felt like all of that stuff was just like fast. He's helped me out with a lot, man. And it's just not him, my mom, she's helped me out a lot, understanding things about the money. My
Let
granddad.
me tell you what. So I sat next to your mom, and it's a funny story. So I got to share this with you because you were in the ring and stuff. And I would look at her, and she would look up, and then she put her head down, and then she would look up, and she put her head down. And I'm like, Mama, what's up? I just don't want my boy to get hurt, and stuff like that. I go, no, he's doing hurt, man. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But it was just so cute, and knowing that she's there. But she doesn't really want her boy to get all, busted up and
that's
stuff.
Right.
Well, that's part of the game.
And look, you could definitely tell the mama in her because when I called her, I had already accepted the fight for the third time. I called her. I said, Mama, so I just got a call from the UFC and they want to bring me back for the Contender Series. Oh, no, that is not happening. You're not doing that. I just know you. I said, well, I'm already outside the country. You what? And she was like, what? And she was not with it at all. Yeah. But she was very supportive. And,
yes,
that's how my family, Ben they're supportive of me. Even sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that. Like I said, when I just graduated college with 2 degrees, and the first thing you want to do is go work at FedEx so you can try to fight.
Right.
What is this?
Right.
All these 4 years are in vain. Like, what is the purpose of going to college and doing this stuff? But I every time I've taken those type of chances and risks, they've been so supportive behind me, and I thank them very much. And I was really happy to have the UFC crew to be able to come out and obviously, get a chance to talk to all those people.
Yeah. Well, she was crying after the fight. I got some little footage. We'll pop that up there as well. But Mama was super, super proud, super happy. But, again, like I told her, she did a good job raising you, man.
Oh,
you guys are grounded. You're very spiritual. You're very yoked. You got God's on your side. And you don't dude, you keep cool. Like, honestly, I was more jacked than you were. Like, I was like, oh shoot, I'm nervous and I'm not fighting. But you go to the Apex and for the viewers that don't know, there is no sound. There's no walkout. There's no. You walk out. It's quiet. Boom. Get in the ring. Boom. shake it, fight,
That's right.
and it's on.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Time
I
to
mean,
go.
there's no hype to it all. And you stay calm, cucumber. The day of the fight, eating with you, you had your salmon there and stuff before
Yeah.
fight day and everything. And you're just like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm just real relaxed and ready to go.
Yeah,
I've
I've always been that way. So there has been times, in high school where I did used to get like, like I was like that. But like I said, trial and error as you go through many, we're good.
Do you think it's going to change now? I mean, think about it. You're going to come out of the tunnel. You're going to have a walkout song. Have you even thought about that yet? What your walkout's going to be like? Come on, you do the Punisher. Come on, you do your little saying at the end.
Yeah, I do.
But now you got to walk out. So you got to have an appearance when you come out and stuff. Do you think about that and the crowd being there in front of tens of thousands of freaking fans screaming and yelling?
Yeah,
what that's going to be like?
That's gonna definitely be a journey. And I've never fought in front of obviously that many people, but I have wrestled in front of like around maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Right.
But I play football in front of about that much as well.
Yeah.
Now if you include like the Alabama games, but that's different because that pressure ain't all just on you. You got all everybody else. The only time the pressure looks up, you look bad is when you make the mistake on the field. Everybody sees who made the mistake, but especially at the fullback position, they don't see the other good stuff. So now to be able to fight and be in front of a whole bunch of people, I have not thought about my walkout song.
You got to be. I tell you, Alex Pereira, just watching this fight last night,
He has
one
a
of the
great
greatest walkouts ever,
Yes, he
man.
does.
Right? He really
Yes,
does.
he has one of the best walkouts.
You got to love it. Just from the stare, the intimidation, everything, all the way right to the end. You got to love that. So I'm just kind of curious what the Punisher is going to come up with on his way out.
I'm thinking of something.
Yeah.
I have been thinking of different things. I listen to different music and genres of music, and I figure. I feel like I got a direction of what I'm going to do, and then I get some of my cousins to help me out. They get the beats and the vibes of certain things. So, they're more into the rap game than I am.
Yeah.
I'm not much into the rap game, but even if it necessarily not have to be rap, just something that really one, it got to fits me, and then two, I want it to resonate with the crowd because my management team talked about it. They said, don't be the guy that comes out to different walkout songs. Be the guy that comes out to one walkout song, so every time they hear that song, they know it's you.
Yep.
And like they can just be riding down the road. Like the Lil Wayne song for DC.
Yeah.
I always never forget that. I always think about DC when I hear that song. Or obviously you got, Alex Pereira's song, or even Ilya Taporia. He has that Spanish song that's really like memorable, sticks with him. So you got different songs that sticks with that fighter, and you just roll with it.
We need to open that up, man. We're going to open this up to freaking songwriters right now. Yeah. You got something hot, man. Go ahead, DM us. Yeah. Let's put them in, man. We'll put in a little contest. You can take the one that you like.
That's right. Let's do it, baby.
So,
if you got any options on any walkout song or any song that you think that can fit me,
link it.
Hey, that probably could be the permanent walkout song for Torrez Finney. So bring it on.
Who knows? That'd be cool. That'd be cool stuff.
Yes, sir.
So, going the media there, making and everything, being around everything. Now, do you feel a little more pressure because now you have a job, bro? You got a job to do, and we already know you want to win, but are you looking towards like when is going to be your next fight? Do you get to choose? Do the UFC tells you, hey, we need you to go this day. This is who you're fighting. Is it in their hands, or do you have anything to say about it?
It's definitely they make the proposal, but it is a little bit because one, I can't just force myself to fight if I'm not healthy.
Right.
So I have to, make sure I've told him like I'm taking a little bit of rest right now. At the beginning of next year, because every year I like to try to get at least 3 fights in on the year. So beginning of next year, hopefully around maybe, March or April, hopefully. Or it could be February, end of February, anytime around that time. But just allow my body to heal up right now because like I said, I just had 2 back-to-back cuts. Some nicks and dinks here and there from these camps. So I gotta let my body heal a little bit, but we're gonna get back rolling, really soon. And they have a little bit say so in that, but so do I.
Who would you like to fight?
Who would I like to fight?
I mean, I really think the Ultimate Fighter winner would be.
I would like that. You know, the Ultimate
know.
Fighter winner is obviously me and Ryan Loader.
Ryan Loader, yeah.
You know,
see, I think it'd be a good match for you. Just easy.
Yeah,
just to showcase. You know, hey,
right.
you didn't want me on the show. I took that too now. Take that title as well.
You know, you're right. Take everything that possibly.
You got the contender title 3 times.
That's
so
true.
you know, take the Ultimate Fighter title belt too.
Yeah, easily it could be Ryan Loader or anybody, any of those guys at the middleweight division right now. You know, there's a few there that I really would like to go at, but as time go on, I have a feeling now we can definitely say it, but for some reason I got a feeling I'm gonna be seeing Bo Nickel pretty soon.
That's what I was waiting for, man. We called him out in podcast 1.
Yes, we did.
You know, you always felt like that was a guy because he's a wrestler too, and everybody said, we'll put the wrestlers together. How about all the Russians?
I know.
They say they're all
Give me all the
wrestlers.
Russians.
Give me all the
Yeah,
Russians.
yeah.
Line them up. Wrestler.
Dude,
That's the way it is.
See, people sleep on my grappling.
Yeah.
Now, I know people respect this. Like, okay, he's a great grappler, but I think they sleep on it because I don't have the accolades as others. But I dare you. I tell people.
You got that wham bam slam, baby. You got that wham bam slam. I love it.
I compete with some of the best wrestlers. I've competed with some of the best wrestlers in the country, some in the world. I've seen myself go with some really high level wrestlers. I know where I stand. And especially in the MMA world, when I can put it all together along with strikes, I like my chances against a lot of people. So give me my chance against any of them. I really do believe I'll beat them.
They call you up tomorrow and tell you, you know what? We heard your podcast, Bo Nickel. We decided we're gonna match you with him. What you thinking?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, no doubt. Let's go.
You ready?
I'm ready, dude. I would love that, dude. I know he has a fight coming up November. That's right. He fights on the John Jones card.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
you going?
That's right.
Hey,
yeah.
let me tell somebody. So now do you get to go to these fights? Do they give you tickets? You get free tickets to these things?
You get tickets to certain events. I don't know so much on the pay-per-view events.
Yeah.
I think they might give you 1 or 2, but you ain't gonna have the best of seating. But I have to see more as I have to learn more about this.
I'm definitely going to John Jones. I'm gonna be there.
I'm trying to be there myself.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. I gotta go see the GOAT, man. Wow. You know, and I just got a feeling might be his hurrah, might be his last one. Who knows?
Might be his last
I don't want to miss it, especially Madison
I
Square
wouldn't
Garden.
miss that one either, dude. We made that. I'm definitely.
It's a good card. Yeah, Chandler's on it, man.
Chandler's on it.
He
That's
gets
right,
a rematch.
Oliveira.
Yeah, Oliveira. It's going to be a great match there. I love Michael Chandler, what he's done. You know, he's a great person. Got to know him quite a bit. Really cool dude. Love what he stands for, and he's just a tough freaking dog.
Tough.
You know what I'm saying? His shit as well.
That's the beauty of the UFC,
You got Bo
man.
Nickel on the card, so you get to get a snapshot look at that. But who knows? These guy gets hurt, and they need somebody to fill in. Now that's something too. Let's talk about that real quick. You got they always say you got to stay ready. Don't get if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's right.
What happens on that? You get that opportunity. What is your mentality? Is it always I got to stay in shape now? I got to stay ready.
Yeah, it's definitely always stay in shape, but I think sometimes that's what some people mess up on their UFC career by. It's great to be a company man, don't get me wrong, but don't be to the point of like, I'm going to take every single thing that's getting shown at me. Now, yes, you have to take advantage of your opportunities, but understand where your health is and understand your body. I know because of like my size and strength and stuff, I'm not the biggest, I'm a big weight cutter.
Yeah.
So
we know that. 20 pounds
so I just can't drop this weight off like the spring of a dime, Like, I'm not a fast sweater like everybody else is either. Like I seen guys, oh man, I lost, I've heard people talking about, oh man, I lost 14 pounds in like 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, well, congratulations, because that's taking me 10 hours, Like, I can't drop it off that fast. So, yeah, you got to know your body. So short notice for me is going to be hard. I need at least about 4 to 5 weeks before, and then I have to see what my weight is before I make those type of decisions.
Gotcha. Is weight something that you now more cautious of what you eat and stuff, or you still just acting always?
Right now I'm going back just being me. Just know I'm just eating whatever.
We see what Torrez eats. We see what you eat, man. I don't know how you get away with eating. Like I said, you're just a freak of nature, man. Because you just eat whatever the hell you want and still show up and be ripped, cut up. Everybody's accusing you doing steroids and
I know,
all
I
this
get it
shit
all the
stuff.
time.
Oh my God, I hear it so much about like, oh, he's got to be roided. I'm like, man, you don't know this kid. This kid he won't even look at a steroid, let alone think about putting it in his body.
Nope. I will not, that's why you also got to be mindful of what you drink and eat, because there could be certain things and like certain stuff.
And he don't drink alcohol either. I tell you that too.
Yeah.
I had to force him to drink a fruity drink after he won. You know, bought him a bottle of champagne and he took a sip, man.
I took about 3 sips.
Shoot, man, shoot, that was a wasted. I was like, give me that bottle over there.
Oh my goodness. But no, I do try to make sure, I be mindful of what I put in my body anyway. But eating wise, I just enjoy myself because I know when I'm ready to turn that gear on. All right, we can get disciplined, we can eat healthy, we can stay on the course, and we can get going. But yeah, like right now we chill, but probably around late November, early December, we get back going right against. I'll just say this: right after Thanksgiving, we get back going right.
Oh, there you go. Right after Thanksgiving. I got a feeling you got Thanksgiving every week, though, the way I see you eat.
Yeah, he lying. He lying on that.
So, talk about fight camps and stuff now. Obviously, things are changing, because when you do have bigger fights, you're coming up to, you got to be ready. How does that affect financially stuff? UFC help you with that as well? Even talking, to your coaching staff, like, and there's such good guys, but they know too, like, eventually, you need more coaches, you need more eyes on you, you need more help, you need more support, and stuff. And they understand that, like, hey, we can only take him to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to keep growing, and we want him to keep growing. And, there's other people that, are going to come involved in that. What is that like? And are you concerned about that too, that, being in other people's camps and around other people, now that you're, quote, a UFC fighter, are people going to take a little tag at you a little bit here and there, to try to test themselves, the kid that's coming up and wants to be a UFC fighter, to test themselves to see whether or not, how strong, how hard you really are. Well,
yeah, you are right. That's the reason why, but I think sometimes in that process, that's where people certainly lose themselves in the gym. You don't want your best rounds to be left in the gym. And I think because of that, certain people, the ego part comes in. And I think I am competitive. I do not want to lose any round in the gym. But I do know how to put my ego on the back burner. Because I can put myself in a situation where I know I'm not good at this. And this freaking guy might beat me up here. But who cares? We're trying to work on things. We have to put the ego on the back burner. So when that time comes in the fight and you're overly prepared for it, nothing will shock you. So you sometimes have to sit here and like, man, I hate that he beat me. Because I would do that. There's this really good kid back at home, phenomenal Muay Thai kickbox striker. He'll come spar. We only do kickboxing spar. And I'm like, bro, if I did MMA, I would finish you in less than 30 seconds. But that's sometimes they eat at me. Right. But I'm like, I have to understand what the point of this practice is, what the point of this training right here is. So you have to do that. And yes, it will be a time. Well, my coach is going to always be with me, regardless to the end. They're going to always be with me. But there is going to be a time where I have to navigate parts of my camps to certain places. Right. And I do a little bit of that now because of the rounds. I have to get certain rounds. I have to get certain looks. And I get that by going constantly with these guys over and over again with these high level guys.
It's the only way to evolve.
Yeah, that's the only way to evolve. You just can't sit in your pond and think, oh man, I'm the best that there is in my pond and I ain't with no push. Because I want that push from guys to, if I don't come in on my top A game, I'm gonna get whooped in practice that day. It's like, oh freak, I didn't have a good practice today. Right. And then there's certain times in practice where you feeling, you're in your little small pond, you can have your D game and you still whoop everybody in there. That's not gonna make you better. Right. You need to be like, okay, I gotta bring it today in practice. Okay, I gotta be ready for this in practice. So that type of stuff definitely needs to be brought to every fighter over time as they grow. And we are doing that. So when I'm in fight camp, I go out to Vegas. I go out to Orlando, Fusion XL. I love those guys. One, I love Eric in Extreme Couture. Eric Nissick, he's a great coach. He dapped me up as I walked out of the cage. We gave a hug to each other and everything. So Eric, he actually was motivating me and stuff. He helped me a little bit out for this fight camp. And then also Fusion XL, Julian Williams, Fioro, all those boys down there in Orlando. Phenomenal guys, man. Like, Julian is a really, really good coach and a really, really good person. He texted me the day of the fight. He said, "You're already a legend before you even get in the UFC, man. Go out there and do your thing." And man, it just pumped me up, to have him. Like I really do enjoy him. So I got some other coaches that I look to when I need some help on certain things, and I always hit them up.
Well, one thing about the fight world, and people I don't think realize it unless you're around it, but they do have a level of respect for one another. They do. Even the coaches. Like, it's not like, oh, well, he's talking to him and he's teaching him how to do X, Y, and Z, and you know what, I can do it better. But it's not like that at all. It's like, hey, we're all on a common goal to try to make this person better. You know what I mean? And if I can offer him one thing that helps him, I did my job. That's right. You know what I mean? He's going to need more than one thing to win, but I gave him one. I did my job. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And, and I think that's the level of respect as a fighter when you guys are beating the hell out of each other. And then after the fight, even last night, here's Roundtree with his face all busted up and he's giving hugs and, without, and they're like, hey, that was a good fight, whatever. Whatever happens, but now it's over. And you have that level of respect.
That's right.
I got to ask you, though, man, are you going to be doing any more hand crunches and stuff, strengthen up the grip? Because you got a lot of autographs now to sign.
Dude,
what is that like?
I tell you, man, I had never signed so many autographs ever in my life. I've never taken so many pictures at one time in my life. So,
you're going to take more, and it's going to get worse. Just so you know, that's what I said, you might want to do some exercises to get them finger cramps ready.
You're right, man.
Did you come up with a smaller, way to just maybe TF,
I might have to at this
you better
point.
think about a little midget autograph, you know what I'm saying? Something that you can just do it quick.
I've been doing the T Finney, but I'm like, I might have to shorten that down to like a T Fin. It's about to be just a T at the
T it up. That's right there in the brand.
Yeah, you're right. So it's definitely awesome, and I feel like it's one of those things where, you like when I always talk about when you pray for something, you ask for everything of it. Don't just pray for something and be like, I don't like this part of it. I ask God for, to help me up on this journey, and I know this is a part of it, and I love it, because this is inspiring the kids. One of the things that really moved my heart was my high school had their homecoming. They invited me to the homecoming. Go to homecoming, they put me on the field, say everybody, they announced me, we had a lot of people at the game.
Yeah.
One of the kids ran up to me, Finney, I want to take a picture. I said, yeah, no problem. He wanted to do a selfie. He said, you're my screensaver. And to see that,
yeah,
like
you had that impression.
Yeah, a kid I don't even know, never met in my life.
Right,
has me as his screensaver.
Yeah,
those type of things. You really like. Okay, you're inspiring to hear so many people talk about, like even guys that's already in UFC, talk about like how I've inspired them in ways of constantly just staying true to myself, and like no matter what I was told, I kept going. Yeah, because
it's just how you handle yourself. I mean, I said it from the get-go. Going through that kind of adversity, not everybody can get through it. And not only did you get through it, but you did it your way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You did the Elvis. You did it your way, because you did not compromise anything. You didn't let your emotions take over. You just stayed calm and cool. You kept your path, and you said, I'm going to trust in God. Sure. And trust in all the people that are around me to support me. Thank God for them. And I'm going to continue my path. Yep. And I know in the end it's going to be what it's supposed to be. And it certainly isn't the end.
No, it's
not.
You
know what I mean? It's just getting the beginning.
Yes, right.
But it's just tribute to the type of person you are. And I just want you to know that.
Well, I thank y'all very much. And I definitely think for people all the support. And I really look at the fact that, people are asking me like, man, how could you sit up there and not be mad? And, after hearing what Dana said, and I'm like, stuff of that nature, or the first time. And I'm like, that type of stuff has never gotten to me. It never has, because I don't look, maybe because I don't look at things the same way.
Because it don't help either way anyway.
Yeah, it don't.
It's just negative energy.
It's just negative energy.
Yeah,
like,
why?
How could I be overly mad about something that I can't control? I always said,
don't have to like it.
You don't have to like it. There you go. Right. There you go. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. You don't have to like it. Right. Or you can do, or you don't. But it's like, there was Nick Saban talked about it, the rat poison. The rat poison can be on either side. Too much, attaboy, good job, you're the greatest. No, we don't want to hear too much of that. Or you can hear the other side, the negative, oh man, you suck and you're awful and blah, blah, blah. I take some from both sides, and we just keep it straight down the middle. You numb it a little bit. You're like, okay, I hear both sides. thank you and thank you. You know, I thank you a positive and I thank you to the negatives. You know, I thank you. You push me. But I'm not going to listen and like deem on it. I'm not going to sit here and put that in my heart. Like, man, I'm really thinking about that. Oh, man. Because everybody kept saying, some of my family and like friends and cousins, they were like, man, I don't know how in the world all those comments, like some of my friends from school, they would like go in there to defend me. And it's like, man, I don't know how in the world you can just sit there and let them talk like that. And I was like, who cares?
Right.
You know, who cares?
Can't control it. Why put energy into it?
Exactly. Why put energy in something I can't control? And that's the same thing I thought about for like this entire saga on the Contender Series. Only thing I can go out there and control is how I fight. I can go out here and control my performance. All right? Yes. I felt like the first one was a little bit better. It was. The second one, it wasn't the best. But props to the other. I kept telling people, props to these other fighters. If they're signing these guys, they do think these guys are deemed ready to be in the UFC themselves.
Right.
These guys are no cakewalks either. Heck, some of them probably going to eventually be in the UFC eventually. So it's like, because I've seen it happen multiple times, the loser eventually gets in. These guys are not no cupcakes. So I'm fighting literally right at UFC talent level, if not already UFC talent level, and I'm handling business. So I know, I said, just go out here and handle my performance. Everything else, I can't control. Control what you can control and everything else fall into place. Okay. And that's one of those same motives that I have every time I walk into the cage. I'm coming here to smash and I'm coming here to win. I'm controlling what I can control. And what's ever in front of me, that's the only thing that matters to me.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? You're a hell of a champion. I remember the day you first walked in here, you had champion belts.
Yes, sir.
You now Dana White 3 times champion belts. I got a feeling you're going to have an opportunity for another champion belt with the UFC. I just want Wham Bam to be in a court. Can I do the walkout with you? If you get that championship, I want to do the walkout with you, baby. All right, I want to do the walkout with you. That's cool. That's cool. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great, great moment. Anything left you want to tell your fans or anybody out there today?
Yes, I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me through this entire journey. I want to say thank you to everyone that is now with me along the journey. Y'all have been great. Y'all have been awesome. A lot of great comments from everybody, you know, and again, also thank the haters, man. Thank the people with the negative comments. I love y'all too, man, because I love the doubt. You know, if you want me to continue, I'm going to continue to prove myself right every single time. You know, everybody keeps doubting me and don't believing in me. It's okay, but you will have to respect me. And that's the beautiful part of it. And I just thank everybody. Thank my Lord and Savior. Thank my family. Thank my team. And yeah, thank you for having me being on the show, man. I love doing this every time.
Always, baby. Well, there you have it, folks, man. You got it from the Ultimate Fighter. Got rejected, okay? Said, no, we're not going to put you on this. But he went to Dana White Contender, 3-time champion, won them all. He's officially UFC fighter. It's your boy, Torrez the Punisher Finney. Get behind this kid, man. Not only is he a champion inside the octagon, the kid's a champion outside the octagon as well. And remember, as Wham Bam always says, if your life was a movie, would it be worth watching? And if the answer is no, then stop being ordinary and start being extraordinary. As always, baby, stay positive and keep testing negative. Till next Wednesday, I'm your boy Wham Bam, and I'm out.